Now, I know y'all been missing me and y'all been looking for me, but just because I'm not here don't mean that the streets ain't still talking, because they definitely are. And what we need to talk about right now is the continuation of what happened on that Thursday night. Now, where we left off at, the two officers got called by another officer who was at a traffic stop, and he told the officers that they need to come on the scene because he done seen some evidence that was filed in their police report, the white hoodie that Jalik was wearing. So the officer that called them, after he done wrote the ticket for the lady who had a missing tail light, she rode off with an attitude. He was explaining to them as he was walking back to his cruiser, sat in it and started putting that lady information in the system. He noticed out the corner of his eye, he seen a white hoodie in the bushes over there, feet away from the highway. So now the three officers begin to scan the area looking to see if it's a body. One walked to the left, other officer walked to the right, while the other officer walked up the middle, and they seen nothing. But what they need to do is find out if this really is Jalik's hoodie, because this can be anybody's hoodie. So they radio back to the station for forensics. Now back at Shelly's house, she's sitting in the living room with Markia, and they having a conversation. Now mind you, they all was at the Fridays the night that Jalik went missing. They just wrecking their motherfucking brain trying to put two and two together, like, where the fuck could he be? What could have happened? And who's not saying what? So they sitting there wrecking their brains. Just think, did anybody look at Jalik funny? Did you see Jalik staring at anybody? Is there something that we missed? So Markia says to Shelly, what did Dirk say about it? He didn't really say anything. He's just as clueless as us. Because we was the last to leave and we left together, and when we left, nobody was in the parking lot. Then as Shelly began to think a little bit more, she remembers something. Come closer. Shelly remember having a conversation with Lou. Oh yeah, you did? And what did he say? Says Marquis. He said when he got up from the table, he went in the parking lot and he was on the phone talking to one of these girls. Now mind you, this is the same story that Lou told the police. So it turns out that Lou might be telling the truth. So Marquis asked Shelly, did he tell you who he was talking to? What's the girl name? Shelly replied by saying, somebody that me and you know. Who? Says Marquis. Tabitha, she live right up the street from me. Tabitha, all her and Lou fucking. Says Marquis. Then I ain't say all that. I'm just saying that's who he said he was talking to on the phone in the parking lot. Says Shelly. As Shelly continued to tell Marquis, you know, due to the fact that she cool, I talk to her from time to time. I even got her number. Matter of fact, I should text her and tell her to come down here. And let's see what she knows. And Shelly begins to call Tabitha. Now, after forensic came on the scene to get the white hoodie to take it back to the lab so they can run tests, two officers felt like they hit a dead end. And normally when officers hit a dead end, they decide to take it back to the beginning to see if it's something that they missed. So the two officers are on their way back to Fridays. When the two officers get to Fridays, they introduce themselves to the host. Hi, I'm Detective Matt, and this is my partner, Detective June, and we would like to see the manager. The manager comes out. Is there somewhere private we can talk? Says the detectives as they showed their badges. The manager says, sure, follow me. And he walked them back to the office. So the detectives got to talking to the manager about what happened on that particular Thursday night. And they also expressed how they wanted to know who worked that shift that night so they can talk to them as well. So the manager walks outside the office, and outside of the office on the wall to the right is a schedule of who worked what days. Now the office and the kitchen is right next to each other. So the waiters and the waitress are walking in and out of the kitchen, taking orders and picking up food. So as they looking over the schedule, there's a guy who walked up who happened to work that Thursday night. His name is Fred. So the manager says to Fred, hey Fred, you worked Thursday night, didn't you? Fred replied, yeah. So the officers hold up a picture of Jalik and ask Fred, do you remember seeing him? And instantly Fred knew exactly who they was talking about. Fred said, yeah, it was actually a group of them. They were sitting at that table right there. But I didn't wait on them. Lee did. Detective Matt replied by saying, who's Lee? Fred replied by saying, him right there. As Lee was walking over to the kitchen. Now back at Shelly's house, Shelly done called Tabitha, and Tabitha is now knocking at Shelly's door. Shelly done let Tabitha in, and they go to the living room and sat down with Markia. And the conversation begins. So they started the conversation off with some chit chat, just girl shit. Girl, your hair look cute. Where you get them shoes from? They nice. That outfit is to die for. Are you wearing makeup? Or that's just your skin? They wine and dine in this bitch to get what they need to get out of her. So then Markia goes in full. Tabitha, I ain't know you and Lou be talking. Girl, he alright. Says Tabitha, oh, he ain't really your type, or you just using him for money, or what's the tea? Says Markia, money? What money Lou got? Says Tabitha, as she continued to go with saying so much without them even have to ask her any more questions. Girl, I met him at Fridays. He couldn't even buy me a meal. Oh, for real? When y'all was at Fridays? Says Shelly. Thursday, I pulled up on him at Fridays. Thursday, says Makia. Okay, so now shit is getting a little confusing. Because the last they heard, Lou left before Jalik pulled on. So if he was still sitting in the parking lot, he must have seen Jalik pull off. So they looking real confused, but they still letting Tabitha speak, because she's talking. Yeah, girl, because I got there. I was hungry. I was like, shit, we at Fridays. We might as well get something to eat, or at least give me some drinks. But girl, he was in the car trying to flake flex, had his tank top on. He done took his sweatshirt off. I walked over to the car. He had his sweatshirt in the passenger seat. I'm like, if you want me to sit in the car, move your sweatshirt. So he picked up his sweatshirt and just gonna throw it in the back. Shelly was like, his sweatshirt? He had no sweatshirt on when we was in Fridays. My kid said, what color was the sweatshirt? It was a white sweatshirt with a hood. Huh?